Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Purple Elephant Gaming here, and today we're playing some more Bloons Adventure Time Tower Defense. So today, we're going to be messing around with Max, because there is another Attack of the Clones, that took me a while, Attack of the Clones event going on, so that's going to be exciting. Actually looking at this, I think we already have our build set up. I don't think we've actually changed anything. Just because why not, we're going to equip you. He isn't my priority, that's important. And I think that's basically it. So let's get into this. It is Fortified and Shield as well though, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, but Max is really strong, and I have a feeling we can probably do really well. Mostly depends on the map. I haven't checked the map yet. It's the easiest map in the game. Okay, not the easiest map, but it's the second easiest map in the game. This might go fairly well for us now that I take a look at this. So this could be super exciting, which is great. Strategy-wise, there isn't a ton of one. I do want money making, but I'm not going to care that much, so probably Matt, or probably just a Cobra. I really should do more money making, shouldn't I? We do have double BMO and Dr. Monkey, so I'm going to go for both of those. First things first, we're going to have the first Max. He's going to be right here. He'll probably last us a while, so we can probably just leave on him for a little bit. In fact, I actually think it might be a good idea to go for Dr. Monkey now. Take advantage of his bonuses. He'll also deal with camo balloons, because we do have to purchase that for Max. So that'll be a little bit helpful. And eventually he will be making us money, but not quite yet. So I think I'm going to actually go for damaging decoction. Damage decoction. It doesn't bother me if I don't do this. Damage decoction. That sounds very wrong. Am I saying that wrong? I'm totally saying it wrong. I'm actually going to go for BMOs now, because I changed my mind. I feel like money's pretty important. I should probably focus on that. So let's just start with that. It's always a good idea. Or at least it's usually a good idea. Any second now. A little bit more money. Okay, now I want to upgrade both of them. And 500. Come on. Alright, this will probably take a second or two. How was your day today? My day actually went very well today. Not a ton else to say. In class actually today we went for a walk to Tim Hortons, which was definitely interesting. Not exactly what I was expecting, but interesting nonetheless. So that was definitely fun, exciting, definitely not expected. Beyond that, didn't do anything all that exciting today, but it was a pretty nice day. A little bit calmed down. Yeah, it's been a little while, but not all that much to talk to, not all that much has happened still. Do we actually? Okay, no. This normal damaging decoction and Cobra will be enough. We can also now get alchemy, which means it's time to actually upgrade our first Max, because our money making should be Max, basically. Our money making is pretty lame, but I mean, I don't think it'll be that important. I don't think it'll be the deciding feature. I mean, it probably will be, but like, I also don't really want to upgrade 500 different Maxes to Max. So, you know. I think optimization is worth it. I'm not sure of how important the Pierce is, but it's probably sort of important, you know. Anyways, our Max should be able to pop all balloon pipes now, so that's going to be helpful. And I think I'm actually gonna, well, no, gonna be a little bit slow getting upgrades, but nothing too bad. Nothing really to worry about. Question is it worth to go for Big Balloon Bounty? And if it is worth getting Big Balloon Bounty, should we then get it and then hold off for a while in terms of our other defense, like try to solo for one Max for a little while? Or do I just want to not care? I think I just want to not care. Already ran 10 milestone. That's honestly not that surprising, but definitely nice. I'm not going to get abilities because I don't think Bullseye is worth it, at least since we have this, at least early on. I'm not sure. I just realized I brought a second optimization. Not the end of the world, you know, that's the other one, but still, probably not the smartest move. No matter. So I just have to remember not to buy that for every single one, because otherwise that could become a little bit of an issue. But you gotta do what you gotta do, and sometimes mistakes will be made. Probably won't be that big of a deal. So prediction. My prediction is... I bought it again. I bought it again. Okay, I might not be all this... I might be a little bit tired today, or something's clearly wrong, because that was so incredibly stupid. Like, it's an easy thing to do, you're just like, oh, $800, it's an upgrade, Pierce increase, that makes sense, I should buy that. But then it's not worth it, and then you feel dumb. So that's not very fun at all. But, you know what, it happens, it happens, it happens, it happens. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I think we could last a really long time. It depends a little bit, honestly, on how much I'm willing to try. Because if I'm trying more and, like, really being thorough on placements and all that stuff, we could probably make it super far. But I'm not sure how much I'm ready to care and try. That probably sounds pretty bad, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure I say that now, that... We all know, if you've seen these videos before, that probably won't be a factor in the long run. I'm gonna say that, and then in a minute I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll be back in 20 minutes when I placed 100 more maxes. So, you know, I probably shouldn't even say that. But yeah. Max is definitely a very powerful tower, and one thing he's especially good at demolishing is bad balloons. Bad balloons are Max's specialty. He's good against DTs and stuff too, but bad balloons are definitely his specialty, if he has a specialty, which I think he does. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he does. He's also very good against DTs, of course, since he has camo and lead detection through upgrades, so that's pretty helpful, but not the hugest deal. I'm tempted to buy Bullseye, because that's the thing. We're not going to have extreme, like, excess money in this run. Not that we won't have excess money, but maxes are still semi-expensive, and our money production is a little lame. So, we can't exactly just go off spending money whenever we feel like it. I mean, I do think we can last a long time, because maxes, they're super cost-efficient, nonetheless. Truthfully, if it wasn't for the fact that normally he doesn't have camo or lead detection, it's probably more effective just to spam him at the start, but his upgrades do make a big difference in his pop power as well. So you gotta think a little bit. But spamming, since he's only $300, is still probably more effective, since I'm basically buying +1 Pierce, or another Max who already has a fairly high Pierce and all that other stuff. Let's go for another optimization, and then we'll make this next one another optimization as well, just because I want to sprinkle them in every once in a while, just to make sure they all have the buff. Not that it's the end of the world if they don't, but it's also not the end of the world if we have an extra one that does, so, you know. Ooh, BMOs. You guys have probably been yelling at me for a little while for that, unless that just happened. Sometimes I say that and looking back when I'm editing, and I'm like, okay, so it actually just filled up like half a second before then. I do like the hands. I find it does a very good job, like an animation. It's a bit of an issue with or a complaint some people have with banks, not blanks, in VT6, is they used to have an animation to show that they were full, but now they only have that if you get the bottom path, which you never want with banks, because it's just way less effective. So that bothers some people, and they kind of wish it was back, and it just makes me think of that whenever BMO does their little, like, hey, I'm here, do you see me? I'm here, I exist, you know that, right? At least that's sort of how I think of it, the wave. I do like it though, it comes in handy, like, all the time, so I definitely shouldn't be the one complaining about this. But as you can see, we're barely seeing Bloons on screen, and we are definitely not having the thing that some would call problems. I wouldn't exactly say we're having those. Lots of Fortifieds though, because like I said, we have the Fortified, a effect for this motion games, which is actually a big disadvantage. I didn't buy optimization for this one, did I? So I do want to buy this one. I think that was my plan. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was. So I think I'm actually going to start with this line, because I do like this line formation. It might be more effective to start placing them at the start, like around the center, of course, but whatever. I don't care that much. Well, that's not true. I care quite a bit, but, like, it's not the end of the world if I'm a little bit off my, I don't know, purchase area, where I buy them first. Like I said, will probably last them a long time anyway. It's only around 22. So we'll probably have plenty of time to buy all of the maxes we want. So it probably won't matter in the long run. I'm sure we're going to get to the point where they can only see, like, ZMGs and we're still buying them. And if you don't believe me, you probably should, because that's probably the truth. But yeah, I'm gonna go extra careful on the optimizations just because, once again, it's not that much money. And although I think it's only 1 pierce, it might be a higher pierce increase than I actually think. And if it is, it's a pretty important one, or could be a pretty important one. But nonetheless, let's keep on going. But you know, this is getting a little bit boring, so I will probably see you in a couple of minutes, maybe around 30, once we start seeing potentially bad balloons, or just once we see the balloons a little bit more, because we're definitely not seeing an excess amount of them right now. Okay, so every once in a while, I do have to remind myself that they go around this track twice. Bloons haven't made it farther than, like, this max yet. And those are, like, DDTs, or fortified DDTs and ZMGs. We haven't seen a bad balloon yet, because it's not even around 30, because these rounds feel like they're going by at a very much so snail's pace. It's a little unfortunate. You'd think they wouldn't, since we're literally popping them at the entrance basically as fast as we possibly can. But that doesn't exactly stop the game from taking a while. We also have all of the plasma abilities just that we can activate whenever we feel like. They last like nearly half the cooldown. We really could just be spamming them, but I don't know. I feel like unless there's a serious threat, which is basically at this point only a bad balloon or a fortified bad balloon, there's literally no point. We're not even using stalls. So it's not even like, oh, you're doing well against this, but the second a bad balloon comes, you're gonna die. No, we have no stalls, and we're still killing them this early, this quickly, this fast. I wonder if killing is the wrong word. Because, I mean, if you think about it, they are balloons, so you're not really killing them, deflating them, popping them, whatever you want to call them. And then it's like, yeah, I don't know. One interesting thing that I always found curious is they replaced pop with damage in this game as the, like, the little number. This can also show you 0, 0. Let's find the earliest one with damage. 7. This is the farthest back one that has damage, and it has 7 damage. Like, the ones I've placed in between the last time, like, in between the jump cut or whatever, is basically all of them haven't gotten a single pop yet. Just to show how ridiculous that is. So you know how I said we might be going a little far today? Do you believe me yet? Because you probably should. Because it'll definitely be a while. So, we need to talk. So, I need to think of things to say. That's very important. It's part of my job, I guess. Yeah, for whatever reason, very blank today. Part of it is, I have to say this, you remember Pickcrafter? I know I've been mentioning it a lot, but there's a reason, because it's all I can think about lately. Like, to the point that I don't want to upload it simply so that I can keep playing it constantly. That's the point. Like, I'm so addicted to the game that I just, like, I can't stop playing it, and it's bothering me, and it's making the hours fly by, which isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, it is a bad thing, so, you know, you gotta think about that every once in a while. I'm a little curious now is, do you think we're gonna get another early bad balloon? Because last time we got it on round 34, which was very early, but this time, well, I have no idea. we've gone at 34, we've gone at 40. 40 has been fairly consistent, but then there was 34 attempt, so I don't know if it bases it off something, like if it's like, oh, you're really powerful, you can probably handle a bad balloon, let's make it a little more interesting for you, let's send one at you, or if it's just like completely random, it's like whenever we feel like it, we just send one. So I mean, technically, the round 40 bad balloon is still way more powerful than the round 34 bad balloon, because there is ramping in motion games. I believe it is 0.5% speed per round, and I want to say 3%, though somewhere around 3% increase in health for ZMGs, or for all mode class balloons, and I believe ceramics as well, but I'm not sure. I think ceramics as well. I'm not exact on those numbers, but I feel like I remember hearing that, so don't count those as too definitive, but, you know. Okay, we have some a little bit farther back damage, 1900. Quite far back, actually, except once again, there's a second loop after this. This isn't even the end. There's an entire second loop that we have to deal with after this one. It's still around 32. See, this is my point. The rounds just take forever. So very, very slow. And it is, well, demotivating. But hey, if we do well enough, I can be like, hey, broke our new record with 100 maxes. Made it to round 100, 200, 300. Ah. That's, ooh, fortified bad balloon. Not only a bad balloon, but a fortified one on round 33. So you may think I should be worried right now, and you could be right, but I'm deciding not to be. You know why? Because A, once again, it goes through another loop, and I have all of these abilities that I'm going to be spamming once it goes by its second loop. Because, why not? Very early bad balloon is of course fortified though, because we have our little fortified issue, so still, honestly, much more dangerous than you would want it to be. Just give me a minute. See, once we spam the abilities, that's when it just dies. I want to make sure I do it like that, though, by the way, where I use every ability at once, so that I can be, like, absolutely positive that that's the order. Because I don't want to have the abilities just start off at random, like if I'm doing them slowly. That's going to mess with my head, and that's going to become irritating very quickly. So I want to not do that, I want to avoid that. But the first fortified bad balloon killed relatively well, not perfectly well, but we do still have many steps to go. So, you know, it's not like we're in serious trouble. If we really need to, we probably could have used all of those abilities twice. So, ooh, fortified bad balloon. Speaking of which, let's use all of the abilities again. Because why not? Ooh, there's another normal bad balloon afterwards. That's cool. I was upgrading you, right? Yeah, I was upgrading you. Ooh, and then another fortified one as well. See, this is a real test. 2 fortifieds plus a normal one. That is how you actually have a test. Speaking of which, let's activate all of the abilities again. Let's start to. Ooh, another fortified one. Cool. See, these rounds are now going to go on for literally forever, but they're at least sort of interesting. I'm at least activating abilities and stuff. That does make it more interesting, right? I assume it does, but I have no idea. Oh, yay, another one. Woohoo! Can't you tell how excited I am? Another normal one. See, this is what round 41 was last time. Maybe they just changed the motions. Did we lose? What? I mean, round 34 is pretty good and all, but I don't know about you, but I didn't see us lose there. Like, I didn't see anything happen there. I'm probably gonna play a reback or something like that in editing so you can tell. Or something. Maybe I'm being dumb. It wouldn't surprise me very much. Speaking of which, we have a quest open. Thank you. 200 fortified balloons. Yeah, I think we might have done a few more than that. Maybe just, 10 or 20,000, that's all. But that was surprisingly low, honestly. I don't even know what we died to. To be fair, we died to, like, a consistent army of fortified bad balloons. And I still probably could have played that better. But that's still a little confusing and a little disappointing to me, so I don't know. it is what it is. To be honest, I feel like if I really wanted to do this better next time, probably next ability slot, or potentially switching one of these out, maybe even the Plasma Gauntlets, would actually be to go for the Future Crystal, because 5% on a bad Bloon is still a really big deal, and potentially more damage than an increase of, like, basically, it would have to be increasing his overall damage by 5%, more than 5%, for it to be better than Future Crystal, which I'm not sure it would be. Like, I have no idea how this stuff calculates it too. One thing I did forget, one thing that bothers me now, because I got this off camera, also one thing that's disappointing me a little bit now, because I do remember this now, is, wait, let me find this. It's gonna bother me if I can't find this. Yes. I got the Future Crystal, which was super awesome, 50% attack speed. Was so excited, was ready to redo one Super Monkey impossible thing again, even though I've done it many, many times. You can't even put it on him. You cannot put it on Super Monkey, which really stinks. But one thing I now realized is, you just happen to be able to put it on it, so... Let's let these stats actually update. I think this updates them. We have to close the page. If we have to close the game, I'm not even gonna bother, but for whatever reason, like, I like that they show the stats, but they're really little glitchy. There we go. So yeah, that would have been a little bit of a fast boost there. Next time then, what do you know? We'll do it next time. But thank you all for watching. Please consider giving the video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe and join the Purple Elephant Squad. It makes my day. I really appreciate it, and it's just a really nice thing to do. So, thank you all for watching. Have an incredible day. Bye!